All right. When you think of MMA training, what pops into your head? Maybe it's guys pounding heavy bags, wrestling on mats, sparring until their faces look like they just lost a bar fight. Well, throw that image away. Because today, we're looking at 10 real training methods fighters have used that have absolutely nothing to do with actual fighting. I'm talking goat yoga, lamppost kicking, tasers in the gym, taking a naked plunge into the snow. It's a wild ride. And these aren't internet myths. Fighters actually did this stuff. Let's jump in before someone tases me. Jiří Procházka is one of the most unique guys in MMA. We've all heard about heavy bag work, but Jiří decided, nah, I'm going to punch trees. Yep.
Hey.
He finds small, flexible trees and hits them over and over. Not 10 times, not 50 times. Try 500 punches a day. If the tree survives, it gets a belt promotion. And when he's not in the forest physically assaulting nature, Jiří goes on something called a darkness retreat. That's locking yourself in a pitch-black room for days. No phone, no light, no contact. You just sit there with your thoughts. Which, if you've seen his haircuts and post-fight speeches, must be some next-level thoughts. He says it builds mental toughness. I say it builds your tolerance for boredom and maybe your ability to talk to squirrels. Tony Ferguson is, how do I put this nicely, the Picasso of weird training.
I'm a different animal. Hold on, brother, I'm talking.
Every time a new clip comes out, fans are like, is this genius or insanity? And the answer is always yes. One of his greatest hits, conditioning his shins by kicking steel lampposts. Most fighters will use a pad or a heavy bag. Tony looked at a streetlight and thought, that's my sparring partner. This is the same guy who does rolls across the gym floor, balances on medicine balls while swinging a sledgehammer, and shadow boxes in dark rooms like Batman in fight camp. And honestly, for a while, it worked. But it also gave us some of the most meme-worthy training footage in MMA history. Tony's the type of guy to climb a tree for pull-ups and tell you it's part of a grand master plan. This one, I had to double-check because it sounds fake. Dricus du Plessis trains with a coach who corrects mistakes using a taser. Yes, a stun baton. You drop your hands. Wrong stance. It's like Simon Says, except Simon is trying to electrocute you. Apparently, it's to train instant reactions and focus. Dricus swears by it. And I swear that if I ever walked into a gym and saw that, I'd walk straight back out. It's effective though. Imagine having fight night nerves, and your brain is just thinking, well, at least nobody's gonna tase me in here. Back in his prime, Conor McGregor was known for his sharp left hand and his interesting training with Ido Portal. Instead of spending every session hitting pads, Conor was crawling like a gorilla, juggling sticks, hopping over park benches, doing animal flow stretches. Nate Diaz saw it and called it
playing touch butt with that dork in the park,
which instantly became one of MMA's greatest insults. Here's the thing. Conor said it improved his mobility, reaction time, and creativity in the cage. And whether you think it's brilliant or just weird, you can't argue with the results. At least until he started spending more time on yachts than in gyms.
He is a Greenback machine.
Manny Pacquiao might not be an MMA fighter, but his training method is too bizarre not to include. He's a legend in boxing, and part of his camp involves getting hit, repeatedly, with a wooden stick. It's for body conditioning, to toughen up the muscles and improve resistance to body shots. Imagine explaining that to someone who doesn't watch combat sports. Yeah, this is my trainer. His job is to smack me with a stick. Before MMA gyms had fancy sleds and battle ropes, old school fighters had whatever was lying around. At John Hackelman's The Pit, fighters would fill a wheelbarrow with rocks and push it uphill. Grip strength? Check. Cardio? Check. Risk of tipping it over halfway up and crying? Also check. You do enough of these and you'll either be ready for a fight or accidentally qualify for a job in construction. Cold therapy isn't new, but fighters take it to a whole different level. We're talking full submersion in freezing rivers, ice baths in parking lots, cold showers in winter with no heater. Guys like Merab Dvalishvili do it to recover faster. Others say it's for mental toughness. Me, I think they just like posting shirtless freezing selfies for Instagram likes. Wanderlei Silva, aka the Axe Murderer, trained exactly how you'd expect someone with that nickname to train. He'd take a sledgehammer and beat a tractor tire like it owed him rent. And then he'd sprint pushing heavy wheelbarrows, because apparently beating tires wasn't enough. This wasn't just for show. The sledgehammer builds rotational power, and the wheelbarrows destroy your cardio in minutes. It's brutal, primal, and makes you question whether you're in a gym or a Mad Max set. All right, let's talk about one of the wildest, most bizarre MMA training methods in recent history. And it comes from none other than Diego the Nightmare Sanchez.
New tonight, body camera footage being released of former UFC fighter Diego Sanchez being arrested after police say he fired a weapon from a car.
Handcuffs, and in a police unit, to their surprise, they recognize the man they just arrested.
This is Diego Sanchez.
Now, Diego has always been a bit eccentric. But when he teamed up with controversial coach Joshua Fabia, things went from quirky to straight-up performance art. In one of the infamous training clips, Diego is hanging upside down, blindfolded, while Fabia lightly punches him in the head. And no, this wasn't some weird hazing ritual. All right, MMA fans, buckle up. This one's wild. Former UFC light heavyweight champ Lyoto Machida drinks his own pee every single morning. Yep, you heard that right. Pee. Like, straight from the source. Machida says this urine therapy is a tradition passed down from his dad in Brazil. It's supposed to detoxify your body, boost your immune system, and basically hit the reset button for your health. Most families pass down recipes or sayings. His family passed down pee drinking. Talk about unique.
And finally, did you drink any urine in preparation for this fight?
No, for this time. No, for this time. I stopped a little bit. Yeah.
And why was that?
Because sometimes I drink, sometimes I don't drink. But for this fight, I stop a little bit. But it's not a problem for me.
Yeah, I would drink Machida's urine.